Hey everybody, I'm going to show you today how to track learning outside of a learning management system. That's right, being able to track pretty much anything like a PDF or a video or even an e-learning course that's on a hosted server like an AWS server or something like that, like we talked about last week. So this is a brand new tool that I'm really excited about. So let's go ahead and dive in here. So the tool that we're going to be talking about is called XCL. Now, XCL is a program by Build Capable, so you can find it at buildcapable.com/XCL. One of the biggest struggles with xAPI is being able to track content outside of a learning management system. With Storyline, you could pass in like a URL, you could pass in who the person is, but it takes a little bit of custom JavaScript in order to be able to do that. So XCL really makes it a whole lot easier to be able to upload content directly to the platform or be able to take content that's on your AWS server or something like that and being able to track it that way without any type of learning management system. So you can sign up for a free account if you go to buildcapable.com/XCL, and you can see also the pricing down here. So it starts at $49, goes up to $299, or if you want like a custom single sign-on or something like that, you can contact them about the enterprise. That means that any of these different links that you create or any content that you upload will automatically capture who the person is through a single sign-on, which is a pain right now if you have to do that custom. So being able to have that just out of the box and to be able to use this tool to really track anything is a game changer, really. So I'm really excited about this. So that's the pricing, but let's go ahead and dive into the tool. Once you're inside of the tool, you have two different things that you need to set up. The first one is a branded template. Now with xAPI, when you're sending over statements, there's really three major parts of the statement, and that is who the person is, what verb or action that they do, and then anything describing that action, which is the object. So you have the actor, the verb, and the object. So we have to figure out who the person is, and that's really where these branded templates come into play, or your single sign-on. So you don't have to have a single sign-on. You don't have to set that up in order to use this tool. And if you use XCL, for example, you can set up a branded template to easily capture who the person is. So I'm going to come into Open Branded Templates, and you can see that I have a couple different ones here. So I have a Learning Dojo XCL template. I have a Learning Dojo external learning record store where I'm sending data over to another learning record store, which I'll talk about later. I have this DevLearn template when I taught my xAPI Accelerator course at DevLearn, and I have this sample template here. Let's go into one of these templates. So you just click on the three dots and you click on Edit here. The first thing you do is you give the template a name. Now I'm going to go into my LRS details. The data that's getting sent over is xAPI, so we need to be able to connect it to a learning record store. However, you can actually just use XCL's learning record store and just have it right within there if you don't have a learning record store, which is incredible. Being able to get a learning record store for just $50 a month is mind-blowing in a lot of ways. So if I come in here, I can either use XCL's learning record store or I can add my own. If I add my own, this is where I add the endpoints, the key, and then the secret here as well. Let's go ahead and stick with this, which is the XCL learning record store, and I'm going to click on Next here. The next thing you do is you stylize the form here. And the form is really capturing who the person is. So it allows you to change the background color, allows you to change the logo, and then you can adjust what fields are being captured and what fields are not being captured. So if I scroll down here, I can upload my logo. So you just upload your company logo and you set your background. You can also add some alternate text here as well, but I'm going to just go on to the next page here. And you can also preview it in mobile. You can preview it in web as well. So on the next page, this is where I can customize what fields are being captured. When you're capturing who the person is in xAPI, you need to have a unique ID. A lot of the times the unique ID is the person's email, or you can do the person's employee ID number or something like that. And that's really where this comes into play. Are you going to capture the person's email, or are you going to capture the user ID? Is it required or is it just visible? If I select visible, it'll be there, but it's not required. Or you can just adjust it so it's not required there as well. So that's how you adjust what's on the form, and then you click Finish. If you're not going to have different forms, that's pretty much all that you have to do. Is you set up this branding template, and now you can go in and upload content, or you can create links to your content on an AWS website or something like that. So the first step is just to set up your branded templates. Now I do have two different branded templates, so I'm going to click on cancel here. The other branded template that I have, and I'm going to click on edit here. The only difference between this one and the other one is I'm sending this over to my Veracity Learning Record Store. So you can see here, it's connecting the endpoint. There's my key and my secret as well. So that's really the only difference is I'm sending, one of them I'm sending over to an external learning record store and it's not storing the data inside of XCL. And the other one, I'm just capturing everything inside of XCL. Now it is a little bit more limited as far as like the reporting and reports that you can create inside of XCL, but you can always download that data and you can import it into something like Power BI. All right, so let's go ahead and create our links. So that's the next step here is creating our learning links. I'm going to go up to the top right-hand side and I'm going to click on create new learning link here. This is where I give it a name. So let's call this one PDF example. We're just going to upload a PDF and track the PDF. And so if you have a PDF on a SharePoint, maybe on your SharePoint, you link to this and it will open up the PDF and it will track the completion of that PDF. And I'm emphasizing because that is amazing, being able to actually track a PDF and see what pages they've been visited or what pages have been visited in the PDF is mind-blowing here. There's my PDF example. I'm going to select the drop-down box. Let's just have this data go into my XCL here. And so you can see that it updates the branded template. And then I can adjust what you can see here, like welcome to the XCL training module. Let's come down to the bottom here. Welcome to this PDF. And then you can say instruction text right here. Please complete the form to begin, and then launch, and then welcome to this PDF there. That's good enough for now, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Now, this is where I can upload content, or I can point to a URL. So the PDF could be somewhere else. It doesn't have to be uploaded here. Or the video could be somewhere else, or the PowerPoint can be somewhere else. So right here, you can see all the different things that we can upload. You can upload xAPI, you can upload SCORM 2004, so you don't need to have an LMS. You can actually upload content like SCORM 2004 here and still have it tracked. You can upload a PowerPoint, you can upload a Word document, you can upload an Excel file, an MP4 file, a PNG file, a JPEG, or a PDF file. So a whole lot of tracking capability. Now, depending on the file, it will track in different ways. So with the video, it will track once you finish the video, or it will track when you play and pause and stuff like that. But with the PDF, it will track once you finish it. But with something like an Excel file, there's no like event for it to track when the person has completed the Excel file. So it tracks just when you open it. So just depending on your content, it will track in different ways. So I'm going to go ahead and upload. So I'm going to click on choose file, and I'm going to go into my PDF right here and click on upload. Now we'll upload my PDF. It does have to be below 2 gigabytes, so keep that in mind, which is pretty big. So I'm going to click, honestly, you should not have a course over a gigabyte. If for some reason a course is over a gigabyte, you either need to compress your video files or something like that, because that is just going to take a long time for the learner to load your course. All right, so I'm going to click on publish, and there we go. So we can preview the link, or I'm just going to click on publish learning link. And there we go, the confetti. Sarah, the owner of Build Capable, requested the confetti and she got the confetti. So anytime you see that, you can think of her. That's just celebrating that you've now created your link. All right, so I'm going to click on copy link and let's go ahead and pull this up here. And there we go. There's my PDF. It's already filled out because I've done this before, and you can click on remember me as well. And Build Capable is all about accessibility. So anything that they do is going to be accessible. So this form right here is very much accessible. So you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can change the contrast as well. So just a really nice feature when you're talking about accessibility here. All right, so I'm going to click on continue, and now it's going to open up my PDF. So this PDF, I'm just going to go ahead and start to scroll through. Now it is a PDF viewer, so I can see like things that I can highlight, text that I can add as well. I can also jump to specific pages or use different tools. So I'm just going to scroll down here. Let's get to the very end. These are slides from a live presentation that I've done. So I'm just going to get to the very end, and there we go. So all you have to do is create this link on your SharePoint or send this link out to your learners, and then they just open up a link. That is it. And now it will track, it'll capture who the person is, and it will track. And if it was your single sign-on, it would basically just do that through the single sign-on and then move on to the content, whatever content it is. All right, so now I'm going to go back into XCL, and let's go ahead and just click on exit here. Now I can go into my analytics. If I select the analytics, I can go down to dashboard. Now, dashboard will give me a dashboard of all of the different links that I've actually created. And I think this one I just did as PDF or PDF example. I can't remember which one. But you can see that it has like top users. You can see that the verbs that are being captured here. There are more verbs that are being captured, but these are just the basic launched and completed. So it gives me a really nice kind of overall view of how people are completing it and not completing it. If you go into the activity stream, this is where you can see all of the statements that are coming in. So I can go ahead and see specific statements. So you can see right here, Jeff Batt viewed, and then it says, welcome this PDF. But there's so many of those. If I click on this little expand button, it actually allows me to see which page was completed. So under the results here, we have a page number, so 52, I've completed 52 out of 75. So I know that I made it to 52 out of 75. Now, you can't really do a lot of custom reports inside of here, but you can download that and you can bring that into Power BI and you can get access to all of that data. Tremendously helpful. So you can create your own custom reports based on this data, or you can then create custom reports in your own learning record store. I'm going to do another link here. Let's link to a course. I have a course right here, Cooking 101. This is on my AWS website. If you want to learn how to publish to an AWS website, check out the video here. I talked about that last week of how to take an e-learning course and publish it. But if you wanted to publish it so it could be reported to xAPI, it's a little bit different than what I talked about last week. If you come into Storyline, I'm going to go into Cooking 101 here. So inside of Storyline, when you come into publish, what you would do is come down to the LMS/LRS. Now we're not going to be publishing to an LMS. So what I'm going to do is uncheck that. And we're going to report to an external learning record store. But if I come into reporting and tracking here, we need to set up what that learning record store is. So I don't need to do anything inside of the LMS section, but we're going to come into the LRS section here. Now, you can leave this stuff as is, but it does need to have a unique ID. That typically is your website. So I'm going to do something like Learning Dojo, or I'd probably want to do https:// and then learningdojo.ninja/xapi/cooking101. So I need to have some type of activity because that helps the reporting tie all of the content together. So you have to have a unique ID somewhere. The next thing is we want to make sure that we supply this at launch because the XCL tool will actually take care of that for us. So, and then finally, the actor will also be supplied at launch because also the XCL tool will take care of that for us as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and then I would click Publish. Now, when I publish, it's going to publish this out to a certain folder, and you want to make sure that you select the zip file. And then in the zip file, you can either upload it directly to XCL if you wanted to. Like if you come into XCL and you create a new learning link, you can actually upload it right to XCL itself, or you can upload it to like AWS web server. So in this case, I have it all published out. So you can see that it has like tincan.xml, other things like that. If I go into this file and go into something like the story.html file, I can go ahead and just copy that. And then if I go back into the XCL tool, I can go ahead and just create the link real quick. So we're going to name this one Cooking 101 new, just because it's a new test here. I'll have the branded template as my external learning record store because I want this to actually publish over to Veracity. I'll take a look at that here in a second. So it's going to go over to my Veracity learning record store. I'll change the headline to Cooking 101, and then I will change the instructions or just leave them as is in this case, hit next, and then I'm just going to paste that URL in right here. So there's my URL, and then you can select this drop-down box of what type of external content is it. Is it a video? Is it xAPI published content? Is it just a web link or something like that? But it is xAPI published content, so we'll select that. And then I'll click Publish Link. Now from here, let's hit Publish Link. There's our confetti. So I'm going to click on Copy here and then pull this up And now I have just a link that I can send somebody, like a welcome to the company 101 or preventing harassment type of course, and just have a link that I can send it to them. Now I'm going to go ahead and just click on continue here, and then it's going to go through my course. So my course is just set up to be a normal course. I do send over some custom xAPI statements, like when they click the like button and everything, and it's just going to go through the different content here. So as you're going through the content, it is sending information over to the external learning record store. So I'm using Veracity for my external learning record store, a great learning record store. The benefit it gives me over doing it inside of XCL is I can create custom content. Now you can create different learning record stores, but this is the one I'm sending data over to for that link example. So I'm going to go into my xAPI data, and there's my statements. So now I have, just a minute ago, these are the different statements that are coming out of the box. So I can track so much with this. And I have created several videos on xAPI, being able to track, create metadata, other things like that that you can check out. Now with all of that data that's coming in, this is the biggest benefit, is you can then come into analytics here, and then you can go down and create custom dashboards. So with these custom dashboards, I can keep track of average course duration, completions, who's completed the course, how much time have they spent per page on the course. And then you can do like video progress. Did they complete the entire video? Which pages are the most liked pages? So there's so much potential, and you don't even need to have a learning management system. You don't even need to have a learning record store because it comes out of the box with a learning record store. But if you do, you can then use it to create custom reports. So there's some benefits to having it as well. One more thing I wanted to show you, because it's pretty cool, is I want to create a link, and I'll click on exit, and I'm going to go ahead and create a link here for a video. So we're just going to say video here. Let's use the internal, so our Learning Dojo XCL template here. And I'm going to just call this one the headliner video. And it's so quick and easy for me to be able to just create links and just upload content here, and then just get those links out to my students. So I'm going to just take this quick conversation, drag and drop in that video, and let's see what happens when we track video. So that video could be actually hosted on AWS if you wanted to, but I'm just going to upload it here and click on publish link. Now I'm going to click on preview link just so we can jump right to that URL, and I'm going to click on continue. Now if I click play,
so how do you think?
Pretty standard video, and they're just talking gibberish, so I'll go ahead and mute this. But I'm going to just skip around here, hit play. I want to get the completion. And there we go. So I'm going to close out that link. Let's go back into XCL. Let's go into our analytics and in our dashboard. And this one is called video. And so there you can see that's one launch and then one completed. And let's go ahead and go into activity stream. There we go. So you can see right here, a lot. It tracks a lot in the video. Holy cow. It tracks pause, it tracks skipped, that I skipped ahead and I tried to jump parts of the video. It tracked all of that. So if I click expand here, you can see that it tracks, okay, the results, duration, current time, video duration as well. All of that information is inside of here. And I know that the learner skipped through the video, but then also a completed, a paused, and so forth. So just so much out of the box without you having to program anything. Even if you were doing video inside of Storyline, you would still have to add custom triggers to send a completion once they've completed the video. So much you can do with this tool, and that is just scratching the surface. I'm going to cover other things in future videos, but I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to this tool and how this really is a game changer for being able to track content not in a learning management system, and being able to track more content like PDFs and videos and so forth pretty easily just by uploading your content into here. So if you want to check out more, go ahead and go over to the buildcapable.com website /XCL, and you can check out and sign up for a free 14-day trial as well. If you want to check out more of my content, you can head on over to my Learning Dojo website, where you can check out all previous blog posts. You can also check out courses covering everything from A to Z, courses on xAPI fundamentals, Articulate Rise, and Articulate Storyline as well. You can also download templates in xAPI templates in Storyline as well. So there's a lot that you can download if you join the community here. That's all I have for today. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time.